All right, this is me on stage at the No Excuses Summit, where we really crushed it. In fact, a lot of people thought we won. But be it as it may, basically what I want to do is show you a little bit about my presentation. Obviously, without the same energy and stuff that you can bring in a live event. But yeah, I'll just go and go through this presentation. Then what I want to do is show you exactly how to do all those steps one after the other. So let's get started. So I started out by talking a little bit about me. I said, there's three things you need to know about me. First, that I was recently in a company with 180,000 reps, and in 7 months I went to the number 4 all-time enroller in the entire company, and I did it all online. I did it with webinars. Number two, we recently had a product that did 140K on in JVZoo, and it's the number one best-selling Facebook product in JVZoo at this time, which is pretty damn cool. And I did that with my partner Jerry Billett. And then number three, my 4-year-old son about 8 months ago got sick, and what we need to do is we need to totally revamp our whole business. So we took Marie out of the business, replaced our income from that within 2 months, and since then we're making about 3 or 4 times as much money, and all of it's passive. So my goal is really, with pretty much everything that I do, my goal is to help teach you how to build passive income, and how to really make sure that you know help more little guys go full time. Just taking average people and help them go full time. That's really my mission. So the new game is multidimensional marketing, and this is one of the points that I think is really important to understand. So imagine that you're on my autoresponder, you're getting emails from me, but at the same time when you pop into Facebook and my newsfeed, there I am. And then every time you log into Facebook, you see my Facebook ad on the right-hand side. You do a little research on YouTube, and you keep seeing my ad on YouTube. And then when you buy something, what you're going to get is automated voice broadcasts, and you'll get postcards to buyers. So what I'm basically trying to press upon you is you really want to think in terms of multiple channels when you're doing your marketing. So you're not just marketing through one channel, because I think a lot of people are just zoned in on, oh, okay, it's just building my list. On my list, I'm going to send out email to you. And where you can create more value is when you merge these channels. So you have people seeing you on multiple channels all at once. It doesn't have to be all of them at the same time, but multiple channels at once definitely makes a huge impact. So what I'm going to teach you about is cheap, effective Facebook ads. All right, so the real key is custom audiences. It's more powerful than Facebook ads. Why? Because here's the big takeaway. You can target a completely customized user-created list. Okay, and it's a subtle difference, but it's important. Okay, so it's completely customized, user-created. It's much more targeted than just likes. So someone just liking something, and I'm going to show you how that works. And it basically allows you to target or retarget your advertising to current, past, or potential prospects. Now here's the key. You can use this in conjunction with your Aweber list, your Google contacts, and more to brand yourself and create buzz. So the goal is your prospects start seeing you everywhere. All right, now the key to any lead generation at the end of the day is to be highly targeted. You have to be highly targeted. I always, when I'm evaluating a new lead source, I'm always like, okay, what's the source of this traffic? And you get cheaper leads when you filter out your non-core audience. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. Because marketing is one of the nuances. Okay, and this is how to do Facebook to win. All right, so retargeting, which is basically what this does, makes you like Superman. Okay, one of the things to understand about our industry is a lot of people are jaded. They're cynical, and this is probably the best way to build know, like, and trust faster. Okay, it exponentially builds, Superman status very, very quickly. And when people see you on these multiple channels, that's social proof. And social proof is the most powerful force in marketing. Of all the forces in marketing, my favorites are social proof and curiosity. I think those are the two most powerful elements of marketing. And here's how you can get started. So I asked the audience if they, had a list of over 200 people, and then I wanted to know the people that had a list of 200 people or less. And there were a bunch of people raised their hand. And then I asked them if they, you know, to put their hands down if they had over 200 contacts on their phone or their Google Contacts or Outlook or wherever, and pretty much everyone lowered their hand. And what I was doing there was I was building the belief that these people actually have a list that they can retarget, because you can retarget your Google Contacts or your iPhone contacts. You can retarget purchase leads that you bought, and Facebook contacts, and autoresponder subscribers, and even unsubscribers. Okay, because most people, when they unsubscribe, it's not necessarily that they don't like you. It's just they're just trying to get a little sanity in their inbox. That's the truth of it. All right, so Facebook's competitive advantage is their user data. Okay, very, very important. So all the arguments about gun control and Obama and pictures of pretty kittens and stuff, that's all, from Facebook's point of view, that's all a big distraction. They don't really care about that. What they're into is the user data. Okay, and they're extremely effective at filtering it. Okay, I've noticed this if I'm just scrolling down my news feed and I hover over a picture or someone's status for a few seconds, and then I continue to scroll. I don't even click the picture. I'm going to see more of that person in my news feed. Okay, so the way that they work is pretty insane, and it's very interesting because they really filter out all of this. They filter out so much stuff, right? So it's really big brotherish if you think about it, because what they're doing is, and Google does this too, but they're filtering data. So if you search certain keywords, you're going to tend to get more results that are similar to people who have the same viewpoint as you, okay, which is actually a pretty scary thing. But we're not really talking about that. And a lot of people don't understand about Google Plus. The whole thing about Google Plus is Google Plus and all these free services that they provide, which are YouTube, which are Google Analytics, which are Gmail, okay, they got a huge user base with that. And now with Google Plus, they're tying all those accounts together. When you leave, if you don't actually log out, you're still signed in. And they're tracking what you're doing, and they're tying all these profiles together that you have and using it to track data so they can better deliver advertising. All right. And that's the goal here, is using data to get cheaper leads. So at this point, I asked the audience, who wants to use data to get cheaper leads? And everyone was like, yeah. All right, so this is what I do, Rapleaf.com. And this is actually a list that I generated, okay, of about 8,000 people, 7,995 people. And I generated it all on YouTube, okay? And I uploaded it to Rapleaf, and this is what they give me, okay? And this was actually free to use. And there are some other fields you can buy, which I did buy because I wanted to know who specifically the high net worth individuals were on my list, and I think I bought a data field based on jobs, so I know if they're in a white collar job or a blue collar job, or they're a business owner. So there's kind of really cool stuff that you can do with that. But as you can see, the cool thing that I like about this is now when you go into Facebook ads, you know who you should be targeting, right? So this is 62% male, so I know I should be skewing towards male. And if you look at the age, you'll see it really doesn't even start to uptick until the 25 plus. So I would go from maybe 25 to 62 or something like that, and then where you can focus on. Okay, so the key to data, and this is what Facebook and Google Plus know, is the better that you use data, the more effective that your advertising can be. Okay, and as a marketer, the more you understand about, let's say a particular lead source, how many conversions you get, per visitor on that lead source, the better choices you can make about marketing, right? And this is just really simple. You just upload your list if you have one, and then you know who you resonate with, even if it's a small list, and then it's going to help you make better choices when you're advertising and looking at those all those different options in Facebook. All right, so now you need to use Google Chrome, okay? And again, Google tying all these things together. Interesting. So this was the only reason I downloaded Google Chrome ever, was because I needed to use the Power Editor. So you go into to Audiences, and then Power Editor, and then you click Audiences first, and then you click Create Audience. Okay, and it's going to give you a screen like this, and I'm going to walk you through this later. But basically, you just name your audience, and then you choose your file, and you upload. And you can upload emails, user IDs, phone numbers, and then app IDs. App user IDs is for apps that you have. So people that have authenticated an app that you are an admin to, you can get those ID numbers and retarget those. So for most people, what we're really talking about are emails, phone numbers, and user IDs. So let's talk about emails first. Basically, if you take a list of emails and you upload it to this create an audience section, what it's going to do is it's going to scan and look through all those emails and see if there's an associated account, Facebook account with that email or not. Okay, and if there is, then the interesting thing is it's going to add all those records to a custom audience. Same with phone numbers, right? So if you have phone numbers, it's going to check if that phone number which is hidden in your usual Facebook stuff, and it's going to upload that. But Facebook is going to check if that phone number is associated with any accounts. So if you know people's phone numbers, you can upload them and you can target them. And then user IDs is a little bit different. Basically, everyone has a user ID, a number, that's their Facebook account, kind of like a prison number, based on the amount of time that some of you guys spend in here. But yeah, that's a user ID, okay? And it's not your username, it's different. So here's how to find the Facebook user ID. You go to graph.facebook.com/the marketing couple, okay? And that's my username. And you'll see in that first second line, it says ID, and then there's a number there. Well, that's how you find someone's Facebook ID. So at this point, as an audience, if they wanted, want to know how to do that, quicker, easier, and then they all cheered and said yes. So I showed them this tool, okay, which is Lead Freak, and we'll get into that in a bit. And basically, what it allows you to do is to search all these different things: groups, events, places, pages, posts, people, activities, and you search for anything you want. And so I use the example of groups. Search for a group, MLM, and then you click on one of these groups and you can extract. You can grab all the Facebook IDs just with one click. That is pretty gangster, okay? And then I asked the audience, does anyone think, can anyone think of any groups on Facebook that they think would be a good fit for their opportunity, for marketing their opportunity to? And of course, everyone popped and was like, yeah, it's incredible. All right, so it's kind of different because I'm kind of doing this presentation and I'm able to elaborate on certain things and kind of explain things, but it's a totally different experience because of, just the whole event thing isn't there. I'm not live on stage. It's just a little bit different. So it's kind of weird, but I think you're getting some value that the people that were at No Excuses didn't even get, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to show you that a little bit later. And then basically, here's how to do it. You go to advanced options, and then in point number 2, that's where you can include a custom audience. Or in number 3, you can exclude a custom audience. So if you only have one product, let's say, and all the people that have bought that already, and you don't have anything else that you want to sell them, you can exclude those people so your ad won't show. And every time you exclude people who aren't your core target audience, you're going to decrease your cost per click. And then at the end of it, number 4, you'll basically see your estimated reach. And this is for a small group. But yeah, we'll get into that. And then I ask people to imagine being everywhere. Imagine that you log in to your prospects, they're on Facebook and they see you. They're on YouTube and they see you. They're in their email and they're seeing you. And I ask them if that will make a huge impact for your business, then I want you to, howl at the top of your lungs when it comes to voting and help me win this contest. And the crowd just erupted. Um, so that's pretty much the whole presentation there, and I just wanted to kind of let you know that well, basically on the next slide, I just talk about where to get the slides for the no excuses. So you get the slides and the full presentation over at andrewmurrayhq.com/NES. Okay, and yeah, so now let's get into some of the details because I want you to be able to take this kind of conceptual knowledge and then watch me actually do it. And I think once we've done that, then we've really accomplished the whole game and exactly what we need to do to make things happen for you. So let's move on to the next step now.